Hello, hello. Hi. Hello, lovely people. Almost everyone here has a badge, except for Lee. We keep debating whether we should have Lee join the membership. Hi, everyone. I hope you are well. Hi, Maya. Hi, Katie and Juan and Tina and Lee. Hi, Stacy. I want to make sure I caught everybody. So we're going to be doing air signs. I'm cracking up because all of the feeling brand new badges. Hi, Renata, and there's another one. Y'all are amazing. Okay, so this is for Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, but it's also if you have Venus near your ascendant, if you have Uranus or Saturn near your ascendant, and also if you have Mercury near your ascendant, and also it's if you have planets in the 3rd house, in the 7th house, or in the 11th house. So it's not just if you're a Libra sun or a Gemini sun or an Aquarius sun. And also sometimes we just get called to messages, sometimes I watch somebody else and I'm like, it's just on and the message that I'm hearing is for a different sign, but I'm like, oh no, that was what I needed to hear. I hope you will apply what fits and also not take on anything that might cause you undue stress, anxiety. I'm not here to provoke your nervous system into fight or flight. So, and of course, if anything hits and you want a private, personal reading, all the links are in the description. Okay. Let's start shuffling for Gemini. I feel like we haven't used the Nike deck in a long time. So let's do that. So this is, we're going to timestamp this for Gemini. And then within an hour, let me say this, within an hour, all of the polls will be up for Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius of what people who are in membership want to see the most out of each reading. And then I will do the extended reading and that will be up on Friday because the poll stays up for more than 24 hours because people are busy and they have lives. Part of the membership is getting to be able to drive the content, the extended content, and also the Zooms, the Zoom parties, the monthly Zoom parties. So the poll will be up within an hour, and then you guys vote, and then I will look into those exact aspects of these readings, and that content will be up on a Friday. That's the way it's always going to go. Elementals on a Wednesday, poll will be up within an hour. On Friday morning, we'll decide what the winners were from your votes, and then the content will be up Friday, on a rare occasion Saturday morning. Okay. Gemini, Sun, Moon, Venus, North Node, 3rd house. If you have Mercury on or within 5 degrees of your ascendant, hey, Gemini love, I am waiting for your form, baby. You got to watch that video and grab the form. I can't put the form up here because then it's confusing and people just fill out the form that don't actually have membership, but the form is in the welcome video. I'm so glad you're here. For Gemini, I'm feeling lots of crossroads. We have a Gemini full moon, which is what I was so sure the members were going to pick as the subject of the Zoom party, but they didn't. So, Nicole and I were actually talking last night. We think that we're just going to do a live for everyone on the Gemini new moon, full moon on November 27th. So we'll do that like a week or so before. I think we're going to do that on the 17th, 10 days before. Because it's a big one. It's square Saturn. So Geminis, as I'm feeling crossroads for you, you got a lot coming up. I know it feels like in the fall, what does anything have to do with Gemini? We're past all our Gemini transits. But don't forget, Saturn and Pisces and Neptune have been squaring. Neptune in retrograde, where you can't unsee what you're now seeing. The fog is lifted, Geminis. Clear sight has just been like chipping away at your placements, especially the later degrees since June 30th. And Saturn has been in Pisces also retrograding, direct and retrograding since the spring. So you've actually not had any kind of, unless you're right in the middle, and if you're right in that middle, then that, you may have had a little less activity on your placements, but, you've had two big deals squaring your sign now since spring, nonstop. And now you have this full moon coming up at the end of the month. And then we'll go into Sag season, and everything will be, which we'll go into Sag season before the full moon, obviously. And then everything will be opposing, which kind of can make you feel like you're neutralized, especially if you're like a Gemini sun. You'll feel like your other placements that aren't Gemini feel stronger to you, and your Gemini-ness, you can feel a little off during the opposite season. Hey, Will. Okay. Let's see what we got here. We have Ace of Pentacles. We like that, Gemini. 3 of Cups in reverse. 7 of Swords in reverse. And the 2 of Pentacles. Somebody wants to let something in new, but you're doing a balancing act because you don't want to let go. 2 other things, basically. They might be the same thing for some people, though. Hey, Corey. Hey, Ashley. Hi, Odette. Hi, loves. You're seeing all the little pink and purple circles, like the ombre circles, because we started membership last week. And so there'll be extended content for this reading that you guys, the members, will pick what they're most interested in about each reading. And then I'll do all 3 again in an extended content just about that one piece. So with Gemini, listen, there's something new coming in. And it's so funny because we have basically this is the 1 of Pentacles, and then there's the 2 of Pentacles, right? So when we are looking at this as the bookends of the reading, it's really interesting because it feels like something's coming in, but there's a lot of focus on possible loss of friendship, possible like times when you were rejoicing, times when it felt like, you may have, to let this one thing in, or it might not even have to do with letting this one thing in. It feels like you're trying to balance how you let this in, which is better for you and probably has more stability, and let go of something that was social, that was celebratory, that made you feel like you were seen and heard in a group. And you may have outgrown that person. You may have outgrown that group. We can often see Three of Cups as like a sisterhood or a bunch of women. It also can be a little bit of a reunion card. That is in reverse. Okay, and the Seven of Swords, and every time I use this deck, every time, all I can think is, I want that jumpsuit. I know it's the Seven of Swords, but I want that jumpsuit. So we are in the Seven of Swords. There's two main ways, and then whatever anybody's relationship with is with spirit and their cards. But there's two kind of main ways to read Seven of Swords. One is somebody is indeed cheating or stealing, and the other thing is it is time to take your toys and go. And this really fits in with the rest of the reading, because this Ace of Pentacles trying to balance, right, this new ace and what you need to feel. Maybe it isn't what you, hey Rose, maybe it wasn't really what we are on Gemini. Maybe it wasn't what you really, maybe it's not what you really need to actually be stable and good and healthier and all that stuff. But maybe it's what you're attached to. Right? We've been talking a lot this week about like insurance policies on our abandonment issues, insurance policies on like being heard, insurance, like whatever, something that hit us deep, a way of communicating, a way of being seen when we're little. We often then pick people that feel like an insurance policy. So there's somebody that is unlikely to leave us, even if they have like a toxic tie to us. There's a little bit of holding on to either somebody toxic or, I mean, either way, it kind of reads the same. It's time to take what you can and leave other things behind. I often see this card in the upright when it's time to leave an abusive situation and maybe finances won't be as good. You have to leave something behind to like take what this is taking what you can and getting out of a situation that's toxic. So when it's in reverse, it can also mean somebody's absolutely cheating on you, stealing from you, lying to you, whatever. But when it's in reverse with the rest of these cards, this is reading like, this came out first. This is reading like it's hard for you. You know that you have to take your stuff and go out of this one situation because you want that, right? But you're trying to balance how you leave room for this toxic person. This is the Modern Witches Tarot. I actually have an extra copy because somebody gave me one as a gift. And I want to say this is one of my first 10 decks, maybe less than 10. So I used the bejeebas out of it to the point where it would barely shuffle, and I shuffle a lot. And then I don't know if they did something different to the newer, but I have an extra copy. I have tried to raffle it once, but then somebody didn't want it and I gave her something else instead. So I still have it. Anyway, if we're looking at these two together, you're trying to bring what's better, what's healthier, what's more stable. It's being offered to you, but you're trying to balance leaving room for this friendship to come back, for this, hi Nikki, for this celebratory bond, this sisterhood, this person, like whatever it is. You're trying to leave room for both. It feels like for some of you, whatever that Ace of Pentacles is something that you spoke about with these people or this person. And what you would do when this opportunity came and what it would be like if there was more stability. And now it almost feels possibly, I want to cry. It almost feels bittersweet that this person isn't here to share it with. For sure, this is about letting something go. It's about letting something go. That you don't wanna. Or you have, but you just really want to leave room for it to come back. And to move into this thing, it feels like it's not leaving room, enough room. This is what I want to say to you. If you, I don't know whose emotion this is, but woof. If this other thing wants to come back and come correct when it comes back, it'll push through anything it needs to. Like the idea of you leaving room and not wanting this group or this person or this situation to feel shut out by you accepting fully what's being offered, the opportunity that's being presented to you, they'll shove right through that boundary if they want. I don't get a feeling like this is somebody who is easy to get rid of, although they might threaten or ghost at times. They can get themselves together and come back if they want. Nothing that you're going to accept. It's just, and isn't it always? It's just changing your mindset around the idea that you don't have to balance these things. And it's not, I said I love them. I said this was unconditional. I said this was forever. And now if I do this, it feels like closing the door. And so, what are y'all doing to me? And you needed that one person to unconditionally love you, and I was it. And you needed that one person to like put up with your shenanigans and I was it. And now I'm saying, no, I'm accepting this person or this situation, and it feels like I'm slamming the door on you. I promise you that if they want to come through that door like the Kool-Aid man. The door is not as closed, and that you don't have to balance and you don't have to half-ass. Because whatever we put all of our energy into, right, when we focus, I have a friend that is so multi-talented. It's nuts. It's like not even fair. Okay? And they get excited, and I totally get that, like ADHD. Like I get that, like wanting to like give a little love into all these different projects. But I keep saying, like, if you focus, just pick two and focused on those two things, like mind-blowing what this person could accomplish, and they are far more talented than I could hope to be. This is like this. If you're going to try to balance and focus and kind of leave room still, you might be kind of not giving this as much energy as it may need to grow. It's a pentacle. We're talking about growth. We're talking about abundance. We're talking about something you could actually hold in your hand. That's a very good question. Somebody in the chat is saying, if I would go to hell and back for you, why won't you do the same for me? And that's the thing. Listen, I've said this before. I have a TikTok video talking about it, but like what somebody is capable of has nothing to do with your worth. Hey, little John. What somebody is capable of has nothing to do with your worth. The why is not about your worthiness. The why is about who they are, where they're at in journey, and what they're capable of at this moment. Can't or won't. Right? Maybe because they can't, maybe because they won't. Because when we do the maybe because they can't, what's the remedy for that? Figure out what's missing that is making them not capable. What is missing that we can help? What is missing? What is that piece that's missing? Hey, Karen, I was just thinking about you today. What is the piece when we say, well, somebody can't, hey, Amber, when somebody can't do something, right? When they can't go to hell and back for us, even though we went to hell and back, when we make it a can't instead of won't right now, the can't feels limiting to them, right? So what are their limits? And how can we help? So we try to analyze what's missing. What didn't they have in childhood? How can I help? How can I be you can lead by example without doing and enabling for somebody else. Just be careful with the can't language because, again, can't implies they would if they could. I want to let that land for a second. What they are capable of now is part of that is what they're willing to do. And yes, that can be for survival, but that's not something. Language is so important. And so, yeah, no, I get that, Stacey. I saw an opportunity to work around that word can't because it's something, well, they would if they could. They just can't. Sometimes it's not if they would if they could. Because the could part, you'll see people climb mountains, right? It once broke me because I was dealing with somebody, this is years ago, that I told myself they just can't right now. They're right. And then they switched. I kind of thought possibly that they were talking to me, and that was like, it wasn't like a committed, it wasn't like a cheating thing, but maybe they were talking to somebody else too, and they didn't feel the need to share that. We weren't there yet. And I so believed in the connection, I would make excuses in my head and think about what it would be like as soon as they had that epiphany, as soon as they got there. And then they got quieter and quieter, and then they put up on their Facebook a picture of a man climbing a ladder to a woman high up in a building, like with one window, almost like the tower kind of situation, and him climbing to give her a kiss and said, "There's always a way if you want it bad enough." And I thought, okay. Right? So it can be devastating. He didn't do that to me. I did that to me because I spent hours thinking about why he couldn't with me, and it wasn't our connection, and it wasn't me. And it wasn't that there was stronger feelings for somebody else. There was something that was limiting. He just couldn't, but he could if he would. He would if he could, right? And so because I spent that much time in my head reasoning out and thinking of the reasons why they couldn't and how I could help them, when I saw that, it devastated me. And it took me probably 2 years to realize he didn't devastate me. I devastated me because I spent all of that time. That's probably a collective message. Careful with the can't, because it implies they would if they could. And then we will spend time. We will vacation. We will set up camp, and they would if they could. We will set up camp and trying to figure out how we facilitate the could and can, right? It can get that we set ourselves up for the devastation. Language is everything, right? In my not so humble opinion, words are our most inexhaustible source of magic. Albus Dumbledore, not me. Listen, the big message is, if they want to, they'll put the ladder up to that window. If you feel like I'm closing the door on somebody I promised I would never do that to, regardless of what their actions are, almost especially regardless of their actions, because they've had trauma and they've had bad behavior patterns. And I thought, I'm just going to give them the unconditional love that no one else has because I understand their trauma. I get that they're not purposely trying to be an asshole, right? So like, especially you feel like the bad person closing a door on somebody who's kind of closed the door themselves. Let's be honest. Trust me, they'll break it open like the Kool-Aid man. Trust me, they'll break it open like the Kool-Aid man if they really want back in. That's probably a reading for another time. But don't do that. I don't believe that if they could, they would. I don't believe in that. I think that's also toxic. I think sometimes people are just in a place where they're not capable. They're just trying to give it to themselves and get through the day. Right? There could be all kinds of scenario. I think it can be dangerous for us if we invest too much. Like I said, set up camp. So I'm going to leave those 4 cards out. And then this week, we're actually going to do like a photo poll. And I'll pick 2 of these cards and you'll tell me which subject matter or which card that you want me to look further into for the extended video for the members only content. That'll go up Friday. Okay. Libra. All right, we're using this. I want to say this isn't the Fountain Tarot. That's another one. I always want to sing the Dreamweaver song from the 70s. It's this deck and another deck that I'm always like, I can't. And they're both dream something. One's the Mystic Dream. That's this one. That's this one. Came with a big ass book. Sometimes you really get your money's worth. I should do like a little private members only video. That's what I should do. A little private members only video on all of my decks, the boxes they come in. And I have like 2 decks I don't use. I should like give them away. I've been thinking about doing a Christmas party. Let me know, because there's some people in here that weren't here on Sunday. I'm thinking about doing a Christmas party. If you're a member, you'll just automatically be invited, and then making it I don't know, like $2-3 to get in. Maybe like $4 to get in for the party. I don't know. I'll think about something, but I'll do a ton of giveaways. A ton of giveaways. All right. Libras. Got the South Node. What's also the other thing that's going on during the Gemini full moon at 4 degrees squaring Saturn is that we have, unrelated to the moon itself, but at the same time, there is a conjunction from Venus to the South Node in Libra. So air signs. So Aquarius is getting less hit than Libra and Gemini for that moon, depending on your placements. But Aquarius place, I don't mean all Aquarians, I just mean Aquarius placements themselves. Ugh. All right, one more because I keep going back for a fourth one anyway. Much obliging. Popped right out. Okay. Libra, we have the 9 of Cups. It came out sideways, right? And I like to respect sideways cards. Sorry, yeah. I'm still on my black coffee. So this is a very, very interesting 9 of Cups. We see like an atom. There's quantum physics here. This is about, 9 of Cups is about that self-love. And I always say the best kind of 10 of Cups is created not from like a 5 and a 5 or a 4 and a 6 or a 3 and a 7. It's from the 1 and the 9, because when you have the 9 of Cups, so important. When you have the 9 of Cups and somebody comes along with that 1 cup, and then you have that 10 of Cups, it means because you know who you are, you love yourself. And if God forbid anything happens to that 10 of Cups situation, what are they taking? They're only taking 1 cup. And you're still left with this, and this is priceless. This is the holy grail of self-worth. It came out sideways. We'll get back into that. Lady of Pentacles, this is the Queen of Pentacles. Now, I also see this card for me, the High Priestess, right? The mini High Priestess is like the Queen of Cups. For me, the mini Empress is the Queen of Pentacles. And then the 9 of Pentacles is the mini Queen. For me. So with the Empress and the Queen of Pentacles, sometimes that can indicate either pregnancy or something being very, very, there's a lot of fertility in this card. And this specific card was, I was doing like live card pulls one night with community. It was like late, I think. And this came up and I said to someone, I think someone's pregnant. I just, they were. It doesn't mean that everybody that's a Libra is pregnant. There could be also a fertility, a giving birth to something that's a business, because it is Pentacles. It feels like whatever this is, the idea is brilliant, but you're gonna have to build it from scratch, and that's a little intimidating. That might be why this is, yeah. Ooh, we have 5 of Pentacles in reverse, and we also have the 10 of Swords in reverse. Listen, 10 of Swords in reverse means like you really, 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 okay, this now makes total sense. Why this came out sideways. You have all this good stuff coming. These are all good cards. These are great cards, Libra, right? So we have, first of all, she's the bomb ass partner because she'll help you, the Queen of Pentacles, right? Because she's going to help you build everything up, and God forbid anything happens, she's going to help you rebuild it. She is the abundance. She knows that. So this is, you are the abundance. You can grow anything. You can give birth to anything. You can create this. There's a lot of creation that can come to fruition, not just the creative ideas, not just the creative whim. This is creativity that can come to fruition and then become abundance, right? So we have that. We have so ready to put down an old mindset, quite frankly, because it's swords, old thought process, old way of thinking, old social construct, that like the 9 to 5 or something. Also, this could be like, I feel like I have two groups here and a third bonus group. I feel like the third bonus group is, this could be actually fertility, a fertile time for somebody listening to this that's looking for that or doesn't want that, and thanks for the warning. Then I have where I feel like this is about leaving your conventional career, not just a job, not like this is somebody who maybe this is what you thought you were going to do, and then you know, you picked out when you were in high school, the job fair, and you paid for the college and you've done it and you're kind of good at it and it's paying the bills. But it's not feeding your creativity. It's not feeding that Venusian, right? And this is also great if this reading can apply if you have Venus near your ascendant, and if you have 7th house placements. So you're ready to put down something that feels like pain, that has been a bit of a struggle. And honestly, part of it is around you bought, good morning, James. You bought into, you might have bought into the idea that if you leave your career, that makes you a failure, that makes you unstable. I feel like there's more than just you to consider here. And that's part of the holdup. And then we have the 5 of Pentacles. Now the 5 of Pentacles is the not needing somebody else's sanctuary. It's also not being ghosted anymore. I love the 5 of Pentacles is a card I'd rather see in reverse. Don't love it in the upright. It's interesting because this 5 of Pentacles reads almost more like a 5 of Cups. Looks like she's grieving, longing for something. We have the fish here, like water, but it's the 5 of Pentacles. Should we just pull? Let's just pull the pendulum out. One, absolutely you have to believe in yourself. I also see Queen of Pentacles as an entrepreneur to some degree. All right, should Libras just go for this? This is either a relationship that you're leaving the security of a relationship, and like your family might love this person, like your friends might love this person, and there's really kind of nothing wrong with this person. There's just nothing right about the relationship anymore. Like the person is not a bad person. There's nothing right about this, and you might feel a little dead inside, like you're going through the motions. But you're not sure if you leave them that you can do better. Some kind of self-confidence issue. or this is about going out on your own. I want to ask 2 questions for Libras. One is, I'm just going to pull this down, which I hate doing, but I'm going to do it. Okay. The first question is, should they take the leap? Should Libras take the leap? Okay, that's a very clear yes. Thank you. Thank you. Stop. My elbow's resting. You can see my hand isn't moving. Do they have to make a full jump, or can they slowly? Does this have to be an all or nothing? Oh, okay. I was surprised by that answer. Yeah. Let's just calibrate. Is my first name Murgatroyd? Okay, so you're not all full of yeses. Obviously, it should be all or nothing if it's a relationship. I didn't ask for that reason, because you should not be like in your old relationship while you are still, you know, talking to somebody else and trying to move into a new relationship while you're still in your old relationship. Don't do that. But, so that was a duh answer. But for the job thing, you also may feel like your job. Oh, no worries, Nikki. I hope it was a good call. It feels like whatever this business is that you want to go into, you could do well, but you are going to have to give it your full attention. And I feel like if you have the plan B, which was your original plan A, this is like turning off the sanctuary, turning off the safe place. I feel a little crazy giving that advice. That's why I asked the pendulum. So this, whatever this is, whether it's a relationship or whatever, it's going to require your full commitment. If this is pregnancy, this pregnancy, the pregnancy, just finding out you're pregnant, is going to help heal a broken relationship. I don't know if that's relationship with a romantic person. Feels more like a relationship around family or a friend. This pregnancy is going to heal something else. This is very interesting. That was a very, very interesting read. I don't even know how we're going to like choose subjects to look at for the extended content. You have everything you need to jump in. You really, really do. And you have to feed that Venus. Like even, and again, I'm going to mention Astrologer because she's amazing. But one of the things that I loved learning in one of her advanced classes, because I do seminars on Sundays. Like you could be 90 and still there's more to learn about astrology, because it's such a multi-layered, goodwill hunting math, amazing subject. But we do better with our Mars when we feed our Venus. And Mars is not just conflict or sex. It is our impetus. It's how we get shit done. It's our energy. Our sun is more our energy levels. Hey, Charlie. But it also is like the oomph that we have to get things done. It's the starting power. However, and there's a fantastic conjunction coming up in April where we have Mars and Saturn together, which is like, I'm going to start shit. And Saturn's like, yes, but we're going to finish it. Which that'll be great for the collective. But especially as Libra, if you are not feeding your Venus, you're less likely to feel like you're getting shit done in life in general, career, anything. So that is a very, very interesting read, and just take that for what it's worth. If you are a Venus run sign or not, your Mars will function better when you are feeding your Venus. There you go. Go follow Astro Lori. She's a fucking genius. Hi, Adva. Okay. Aquarius. Let's give you a fun deck. I wore this ring for Aquarius. And my hair is like not the same on each side. Also for Aquarius and kind of Gemini. It's probably making the Libras crazy, because this is like doing that and then this is doing that. Now it's even more uneven. So Uranus or Saturn near your ascendant, Aquarius placements or 11th house placements. How you doing? And again, for anybody just joining, especially like Adva and James, the poll will be up with no later than an hour. I'll try to make it sooner than that. But the poll will be up about which part of the Gemini reading, which part of the Libra reading, which part of the Aquarius reading you want me to look into more deeply for the extended. And then that will be up Friday for the members. We let the poll sit up for more than 24 hours because people have lives. It's funny because Scorpio and Aquarius will have that in common. They'll prefer the hair to look tousled, as we say. Oh, Nikki, are you watching the part? Yeah, Gemini made me cry for it. Like, I had to hold back. I had to compose myself. I almost went into like a full... Okay. And I want to do a Christmas party for everyone. So just leave feedback. You can even go now to like an older, like Sunday's video where you can leave an actual comment. Don't put it in here because that's much harder for me to check. But how you feel about a Christmas party where there'd be like tons of giveaways, games. If I make it anything, it'll be like $4 for non-Evolutionary Club members, and then Evolutionary Club members will just be invited. May end up just being Evolutionary Club. But if I make it $4, there'll be prizes worth winning more than $4. Like, guaranteed. Okay. Ooh. Wow. All right, we're leaving him sideways. Can we get one more? And this is my queer tarot. I feel like the deck was just here. I don't know where that went. It's over there. Because Nikki's a big boy. I need a big boy, like a big boy. It's cuffing season. It's cuffing season. That's my big boy. Nikki's my big boy. So that cat tree was not stable enough to sustain. It one time went in cards everywhere, lights everywhere. So it got moved. Now I have to do like little shelves or something behind me. So everything on it got moved. Yeah, sharing is one of the best ways to boost a video. Liking helps, but sharing, YouTube really appreciates that. Are we not getting another card right now? Okay. Aquarius, listen, let's not, anybody that like finds their way onto my channel is on, we're all on some kind of like, we're healing shit, right? Like that's an obvious thing. When the star card is upside down, and it feels like to me for this reading, especially, you're like moving along. You were like a rock star of fucking healing. And then something just went bloop. And I feel like this might be a continuation of whatever got blooped on the Venus retrograde, which would have been opposite your sign. From the summer. So if that happens, if that happened, you just may have felt like, I keep seeing the advertisement for it that I can remember, but like girl interrupted or person interrupted or healing interrupted. This star card, I feel like you felt like you were going along your merry way, and then all of a sudden, like, blap. I don't know if blap is, it's very Batman 1960s sound effect. If you know, you know. The healing. Hey, Nicole. I was talking about you, how we want to do a Gemini full moon live together on the 17th, which is a Friday night. It'll be a Friday night kind of like extra bonus party kind of thing with Nicole and I live. And yes, there'll be time for questions. So mark your calendars that day, peoples. And that's everybody. That's not a members thing. That's going to be everybody. So with this star, like, I've got this. I healed that. I healed that. I cut this person off. I had a real conversation with this person. I don't say that thing to myself anymore. I don't say FML anymore. Like, I'm doing the things. I did the hard work. Everything's going along. And then bloop blop, like left turn at Albuquerque. You're still on the healing journey. There's something. Ooh, that just came in so strong. Okay. So I want you to all like close your eyes for a second. And I want you to imagine that you are on a path, and whatever the path has to look like. So it's really pretty and inviting. It's not in a haunted wood. It's really pretty. It's lush. It's someplace you would like to be, and the path is there. And you are going along the path, along the path, along the path, and you're doing really, really well. And you're like collecting all of your, flowers to pick. And then there's like a little snack to like feed you, because you're feeding your Venus and you're feeding your self-worth and you're doing all this healing. And there's coloring books and crayons to like do inner child work, and you're just so proud of yourself, and you look back and you think, oh my God, I can't believe I did all that. I'm really proud of me. And I'm really proud of my inner child. And isn't this great? And you're so now focused. You have felt the reward. You have completely changed your own vibration. You are feeling a little bit more secure, a little safer, a little happier, a little like less stressed from the things that you could see very clearly behind you that you dealt with. And so now that gives you a voracious appetite to just tunnel forward to get to the next place and the next place, because this healing shit is bussin'. But if you tunnel focus too much, there is something that you are going to miss. You are being taken off of your healing journey for a hot second. Just for a hot second. You need to like take a rest, put this aside. You got a little left turn at Albuquerque, because that left turn, this is an upgrade card. This is the Three of Pentacles. This is a promotion. This is an upgrade. This is something you couldn't see, right? Because we can be the best seers for other people. We can't see shit for ourselves. That's why I don't care how good you are. All of my metaphysical friends, and I have metaphysical friends that are like mind-blowingly talented. But we're all still going to call each other, right? Because it's hard to read for yourself. The same way that you might be so sure your next step is what's ever next on that journey that you've already been on, that path. And that path has been reliable. That path has been like one thing after another that's making you feel like there's improvements in your life and your mindset, most importantly, because maybe your life didn't change so much, but your mindset around the things changed, which made it easier, made it more peaceful. So like next, we want to go next. We want to go straight forward. And boom, left turn at Albuquerque, because there is a promotion. There is an upgrade. There is something that you couldn't see. You didn't see this. Because we can't see everything. It's the same reason why readers go to other readers. We can't always see everything. Shit, if I pull cards for myself, half the time I'm asking a friend, like, what do you think that meant? Because I want to interpret it this way. Because that's how that works, right? I use the pendulum a lot. But that upgrade, not so shabby. Now, the thing that came out sideways is we got another Seven of Swords. Now, this might be you and it might be somebody else. Feel like it's somebody else. There's somebody that you think that there might be a give and take, Aquarius, right? And now you either have regrets because you might have judged somebody too harshly, which is really unlike Aquarius, but you could be a different sign and you have Saturn or Uranus near your ascendant, or you just have 11th house placements. So you may be judging somebody, or there's no communication. So you're having to guess. And because life has shown you that, you know, it's like that Taylor Swift for I'm the anti-hero, and the new like bedazzled version of her shows up to like the old version of her, and the lesson is everyone will always betray you, right? So you start to live life that way. And I mean, come on, who hasn't, right? There is something here where you're not sure whether you can trust somebody. And it might be that you're not sure that you can trust yourself for who's good for you and who's bad for you. Aquarius. I'm so excited at this reading for you. 11th house places, Saturn and Uranus on the ascendant. You got taken off the healing journey to make a left turn at Albuquerque. We have an upgrade for you. But part of that upgrade is going to be examining your system that you're currently using on who you can trust and not trust, including yourself. the World card. It's got a little kitty cat and a snake. So we have Ouroboros. I got so excited. If you haven't watched the new Loki season, go watch the old one first and then go watch the second one and then thank me later. So good. That's all I'm going to say about that. So we have the snake that eats itself, right? And is that a cat or a fox? What'd the fox say? I can't tell if that's a cat or a fox. And she's got like antlers on her, tattooed on her too. Oh, it's a tattoo. Okay. So here's the world. And we have the Aquarius symbol in here as well as, it's all the fixed signs. The world is all the fixed signs. So we have Leo, Scorpio, Taurus, and Aquarius here. This world card changes everything. I want a fifth card for Aquarius. I can do what I want. What the fuck say? The three, this just keeps bouncing up. The Three of Swords. It's the only upside down card, but it's crazy that it keeps being the one that's showing. Like, I'm grabbing inconsistently. There it goes. It showed like 5 times, like heartbreak being healed. You know, the other thing is when we do a lot of healing and it's all like really good and like, oh, and I did this and I did that and I'm so far away from this, it's addictive. Hey, Shauna, it's addictive. It can be really addictive when we're doing the healing and the healing is working. And so the reason that coming off that healing path for a hot second, because you were so sure that next thing was the next thing, right? And universe is like, no, left turn at Albuquerque, because we have an upgrade, we have the world card, but that's the thing you got to look at, because all of this might be for naught if we don't examine that. Like, why would I go into the yucky place again? I prefer this. I prefer skipping along the woods, finding my crayons and my coloring book and my snack and feeding my Venus and picking the flowers. Like, why would I go and examine this kind of shit? Betrayal. And it's who do I trust and who do I not trust? And can I trust me to decide who I can trust and not trust? All right, we're going for a fifth card. We are going for a fifth card. This is healing a lot of heartbreak around trust. And I mean Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. While Aquarius might not judge and they don't have like those unhealthy attachments as much, that doesn't mean they're impervious to pain when somebody betrays them. Okay. Keeps just giving me a pile. All right, universe, spirits, and guides. I would just like one card to give us a little bit more insight. And then that, hey, Jacqueline. And then that poll every single time. And that poll will be up within an hour with the cards. And I'm going to give you a choice of 2. And there's 24 members now, so the polls are probably going to get a little bit more interesting. Can I get one more card? Just one? The left turn in Albuquerque, the upgrade. the world card, the change of, often the world card doesn't mean everything in our world. It doesn't mean we're going to like win the lottery, move into a new house. We never have to cook, clean again. We don't have to work again. And Paul Rudd calls and is like, I've been secretly in love with you and looking for you forever. Right? And all the, like, the world card doesn't mean that like all the environment. It usually means that our mindset around what is already our current circumstances, what have been our past circumstances, which shapes how we deal with new upcoming circumstances. The mindset has changed. Hangman in reverse, because he should be that way, right? Whatever this is around betrayal and around justice and around trust, you either have a huge epiphany, which it could be for some Aquarians, or literally a piece of information is going to come in probably, oh, I just got the chills, during that Gemini full moon. And as I was saying before, yeah, Paul Rudd called. Our synastry is lit as fuck, right? Also, why I know that synastry doesn't guarantee you a relationship. Synastry does not guarantee you a relationship, or else Paul Rudd would be sitting right next to me being fucking funny and ageless. And you could all enjoy him. Right? If synastry could guarantee you a relationship, I wouldn't even be sitting here with y'all. I'd be making him something to eat in the kitchen. That's not how it works. Aquarius. Whatever this is that you need to stop and examine, that's a huge upgrade. I mean, we have 3 of Pentacles and the World card here with your symbol there. Just reminder, also 11th house placements, if this fits and feels right, or if you have Saturn or Uranus near your ascendant. This is something you didn't think was going to get resolved. You may get a piece of information, and again, I got distracted by the Paul Rudd comment. I apologize. During this Gemini full moon, right? It's Gemini, it's communication. We have Mars involved too. But also, as I mentioned before, completely separate at a different degree point. So it doesn't really, it's not connecting with the full moon the way Saturn is squaring. But as well, you will have that Venus conjunct the South Node in Libra. Libra's still an air sign. You could definitely have something come back up from the past that is actually going to bolster your self-worth, your mindset, a piece of information that you needed so that this isn't so menacing in your brain. Because trust is the hardest. For healing, for self-esteem, for feeling good about ourselves, trust, when somebody breaks our trust, or when somebody like bamboozles us and we're like, no, but not them. That's the person I could count on, right? Like, that is a bap, right? I said you were going along your healing journey and something went blap, boop. Little bunny foo-foo hopping through the forest. That's the blap. This is not a new thing. This is a really, really old thing. And a piece of information you've been waiting on. Woo! I want the feedback. I personally love doing the elements on one day instead of trying to squeeze all 12 in and doing quick, because I feel like we get so deep. And it's more than just a message about a person or love. Like, I feel like there is stuff here that makes us feel less crazy. and makes us get in touch with the parts of us that are going to pay off the most. The inner. I used to do my own acrylics. Ain't nobody got time for that anymore. I'm happy to be busy. I used to do my own dips, all of that. I can do that. I did those for years. It's one of my specialties. Yes, these are press-ons. Actually, Lee has them too right now, but hers are black and green. They didn't start that way. I have another set, but I'm waiting to see how this glue goes. So Charlie, the poll is going to be up for members. We started membership. There's 3 levels. There's a $2.99 level, and that level alone I think has 6 or 7 perks. You get a chart, and every 3 months you stay, you get another chart. I don't care if you end up getting charts for your whole family. You can get composite charts, any kind of chart you want. I don't. There's polls, member only polls, even at that $2.99 level. So you get the extended content, but you also get to decide what the extended content is. And there's a members only chat room that's open 24/7. And then, what else is there? Oh, and in 6 months you get an invitation to, there's more than that, but I can't think of what they are right now. It's, Lee can drop the link. There's a whole video explaining everything. So I don't want to like muddy with like, I'm not trying to like advertise for everything on here. This is your readings. This is for you. But in the 2nd and 3rd levels, there's also private Zoom parties. And on those levels, the polls get to decide what the parties are about. We're already deciding November's. They're decided. So now we just have to like book the time for them. And then at the 3rd level, horary is so interesting. I know Connie Jo is good at horary. I have not delved into that yet. I get it, but I don't know. I think you spelled it right. But that's like, yeah, that's very interesting. We could like in 6 months, I could do something on that. I know how it works, but I don't practice it enough to put it on my roster because my Virgo rising would never allow that. I have to be almost an expert at everything, almost to the point where I can teach it to even practice it, because ethics, and imposter syndrome and Virgo rising issues. But anyway, so the 3rd level of membership gets obviously they build on each other. So if you're on the 2nd level, you're getting everything that the 1st level is getting, and you're getting 1 Zoom party a month. And the 2nd level gets 2 Zoom parties a month. They don't have to choose, and they get a report as well. But at the 1st level, every 6 months of loyal membership, so you get it again at 12, you get to go to one of the private Zooms. And in the private Zooms, we do chart readings. There are parties, and we do chart readings. One's astrological and one's metaphysical every month. So yeah. And you get discount on classes at the 3rd level. And classes are starting right around Christmas. So, and then Lana and I are cooking something up for spring. Nicole and I will be live on the 17th. And I'm still working on that deck. I'm stuck on one of the things. I won't put the deck out unless it's like perfect. So I don't know if I'm getting that out before Christmas. Christmas is like almost here, right? Because it's November. All right, guys. I love you. Now you love you. If you're a member, you can find that. The poll will be members it'll be on the community tab, but only members will be able to see it, or it'll be on the membership tab. And then I'll have the extended content up on Friday. I will see you all this weekend for another look into the signs, and then we're doing that special on the 17th on a Friday night bonus. And if you've joined and you haven't filled out your Zoom, your membership form, go watch the welcome video, your invite to the Discord 24/7 chat, which is really nice and supportive. And we have games available you can play there. So also if you're bored or you're lonely, you can go in there and like play a game and see if anybody else is hanging out. And I know you all love each other, so I wanted to build that for you guys. But the link for that, and it's private, so nobody else but members can see. And the link for the form, which is everything, and it's fun and it's quick, but it gets all the information so that you don't have to chase me for your perks, and I don't have to chase you to give them to you. And I want you to get the invites and all the good stuff. So, all right, bye everyone.